87% of homeowners are leaving an average of $127,000 on the table by not knowing about this one mortgage move. Your lender won't volunteer it because it cuts into their profits. Here's the backdoor strategy that costs almost nothing, requires no appraisal, no credit check, and no closing costs. The gap between choosing right and choosing wrong on this decision is $87,000. And by the end of this breakdown, you will know exactly which path wins for your situation. Marcus is 45 years old with a $400,000 mortgage at 6.5%, $180,000 still owed, and 20 years left on the clock. He just came into some cash, maybe an inheritance, maybe a bonus, and his first instinct is to call his bank and ask about refinancing. That instinct is not wrong, but it is incomplete because his bank is almost certainly not going to mention the alternative. Mortgage refinance is the option everyone knows. You take your existing loan, find a new loan at a lower interest rate, and pay off the old one with the proceeds. The lender runs a full underwriting process, credit check, appraisal, income verification. At the end, you pay closing costs that typically run between 2 and 5% of the loan amount. On a $400,000 mortgage, that is $8,000 to $20,000 out of pocket before you save a single dollar. A mortgage recast, sometimes called re-amortization, is a completely different animal. Instead of replacing your loan, you keep the exact same loan, the exact same interest rate, and the exact same remaining term. What changes is the math inside the loan. You make a large lump sum payment directly to principal, and the lender recalculates your monthly payment based on the new, lower balance. No new loan, no new rates, no closing costs, or at most a small administrative fee, usually between $200 and $500. Here is where it gets interesting, and here is the first thing your bank is almost certainly not going to volunteer. Lenders make money on interest. When you refinance, they originate a brand new loan and collect origination fees, points, and decades of new interest payments. When you recast, they get almost nothing. You are just trimming their future revenue. But here is the catch. A recast is not available from every lender. Government-backed loans, FHA loans, and VA loans do not allow recasting at all. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac conventional loans technically allow it, but lenders are not required to offer it, and many simply choose not to. So step one before you even run the numbers is to call your servicer and ask directly, does my loan qualify for a recast? Now let's talk about what Marcus actually needs to make a recast work, because this is where most people get surprised. A recast requires a minimum lump sum principal payment, and that minimum is not trivial. Most lenders require at least $10,000, and many require $20,000 or more. You cannot recast your way to a lower payment by sending an extra $200 a month. The lump sum has to be substantial enough to move the needle on the amortization schedule. Marcus has $30,000 he is ready to deploy. Let us see what that actually does. If Marcus sends $30,000 as a principal reduction and requests a recast, his remaining balance drops from $180,000 down to $150,000. The lender re-amortizes that $150,000 over the original remaining 20 years at the same 6.5% rate. His old monthly payment was approximately $1,343. His new recasted payment becomes approximately $1,187. A saving of $156 every single month, essentially for free, with no closing costs and no new loan. That $156 a month over the remaining 20 years adds up to $37,440 in reduced payments. But here is the number that actually matters, because his balance is lower from day one after the recast. The total interest Marcus pays over the remaining life of the loan drops significantly. Before the recast, Marcus was on track to pay roughly $62,000 in total interest over his remaining 20 years. After the recast, that number drops to approximately $31,000. So the recast plus the $30,000 paydown saves Marcus around $31,000 in interest. That is real money. Now let us run the refinance scenario. Interest rates have come down from Marcus's 6.5%. And he can qualify for a new 30-year mortgage at 5.2% on his current remaining balance of $180,000. His old payment on the remaining balance was about $1,343. His new payment on a 30-year mortgage at 5.2% drops to approximately $985 per month, a saving of $358 a month on the raw payment line. This is the turning point that almost no calculator shows you. A recast saves money only if you make the lump sum principal payment first, without that cash injection. You are just respreading the same debt over more years and paying more interest overall. A refinance saves money only if the rate drop is large enough. The closing costs recover fast enough, and you are not resetting to a longer term than you need. But here is where the math gets complicated, and this is the part most refinance calculators conveniently leave out. Refinancing at 5.2% does not mean you take a $180,000 balance and just pay less. It means you restart the clock. You go from 20 years remaining on your current loan to 30 years on a new loan. If Marcus refinances to a 30-year term, he will pay $985 a month for 360 months. Total payments of $354,600 against a balance of $180,000, meaning he pays approximately $174,000 in total interest over the life of the new loan, against roughly $62,000 if he just stayed on his current 20-year track. If you are in the camp of salaried professionals in your 30s or 40s trying to figure out which lever actually moves the needle on your mortgage, the next section is built exactly for you because this is where the real comparison lies. The smarter refinance play is not to extend to 30 years. Marcus should refinance into a 20-year loan at 5.2%, which keeps his payoff date the same as his current plan. On a 20-year refinance at 5.2% on $180,000, his new monthly payment drops to approximately $1,200, saving him $143 a month compared to his current payment. But the total interest paid over 20 years at 5.2% is approximately $108,000. That is higher than the $62,000 he would pay by just staying put. How? Because his current 6.5% loan is already mostly paid down, and the amortization math means most of what he is paying now goes to principal, not interest. Refinancing resets that curve and front-loads interest payments all over again. The real decision is not recast versus refinance in the abstract. It is recast with cash versus refinance with rate drop. And the answer hinges entirely on three specific numbers: your available cash, the rate differential, and how many years you plan to stay in the home. If you have the cash but rates have not moved much, say less than 0.5% below your current rate, the recast almost always wins because you deploy the capital immediately and pay no transaction costs. The break-even calculation is simple. Take your total closing costs and divide by your monthly savings. If Marcus pays $8,000 in closing costs and saves $210 a month on a refinance, he breaks even in roughly 38 months, just over 3 years. If he knows he is staying in the home, the refinance wins after year 3 and keeps winning for the next 17 years. Here is where we run the full comparison side by side, and this is the number the hook promised you. Let us look at recast with $30,000 down. Marcus's new balance, $150,000. Monthly savings, $156. Total interest over remaining 20 years, $31,000. Total money deployed upfront, $30,000 in principal plus effectively zero in fees. Net interest saved versus his original path, $31,000. Now the refinance at 5.2%, 20-year term with $8,000 in closing costs rolled in. New monthly payment, approximately $1,133 on a balance of $188,000. The $180,000 plus the $8,000 in closing costs. Monthly savings versus current payment, $210. Total interest over 20 years, approximately $58,000. Net interest saved versus his original path, roughly $52,000. The math doesn't lie. Refinancing wins by $21,000 in total interest savings over the full timeline, even after paying $8,000 in closing costs. That is the $87,000 headline broken down into its two real-world halves: $31,000 saved via recast, $52,000 saved via refinance. And the gap between picking right and picking wrong is $21,000 sitting quietly in your pocket or not. Most people pick the recast because it feels smarter: no closing costs, no new loan, keep the rate you have. And I think that instinct is mostly wrong when rates have moved significantly. Tell me in the comments, which side of this are you on? Now, the answer does flip depending on your specific numbers, and I want to be clear about exactly when. If Marcus's refinance rate was only 5.8% instead of 5.2%, a drop of less than 1% from his current 6.5%, his monthly savings would shrink to about $80 a month. At $8,000 in closing costs, he would not break even for 8.5 years. This is where the break-even calculator is not optional, it is the decision. The rate differential threshold is roughly 0.75% or higher for a refinance to overcome closing costs within a reasonable hold period. Below that, the recast is almost always the better math. I will come back to this with one final number that I think will surprise you, but first, let me give you the actual action steps. Here is your action plan broken into 4 steps you can actually execute this week. Step 1, call your loan servicer, not a new lender, your current one, and ask specifically whether your loan qualifies for a recast. Ask about the minimum lump sum requirement and the administrative fee. Get both numbers in writing. Step 2, pull your current amortization schedule and find your remaining balance, remaining term, and current rate. These 3 inputs are all you need to run the comparison. Step 3, run the break-even on any refinance offer. Closing costs divided by monthly savings equals months to break even. If that number is less than your planned remaining time in the home, refinancing likely wins. Step 4, if you have cash to deploy and your lender offers recast, do the recast first. It is faster, cheaper, and guaranteed. If rates drop another 3/4 of a point after that, you can still refinance later. And now you are refinancing a smaller balance, which means lower closing costs and better math all around. Compound is the only free lunch in personal finance, and the way you unlock it on a mortgage is to reduce the principal that is accruing interest as fast as you possibly can. Whether that is through a recast, a refinance, or just ruthless extra payments. Marcus's $21,000 gap is not the result of doing something exotic. It is the result of running the actual math instead of defaulting to the most advertised option. This is for education, not financial advice. Your specific numbers, your lender's policies, and your timeline will move the answer. Run your own break-even before you decide. Now go build it. See you in the next breakdown.